I have a special treat for y'all for this week's YouTube video. My brilliant friend Ty came and we just shot some clips of random inspiration. And they felt too special not to share here. So I combined them all together, even if it's a bit random, just so y'all can see, because he's beautiful. And how great is my space looking, y'all?
Oh, I didn't know y'all were here. Hi. You know what I was just thinking about? You know how energy is very contagious? Like if you're around somebody that complains a lot, you end up feeling pretty down. But if you're around somebody that's like really excited and passionate, you end up also feeling that energy. It makes me think about the rooms we walk into. If you don't allow yourself to walk through the door, what could you be blocking yourself from? So I just found myself journaling the other day because I was in a room full of creative people who were just so lit up and passionate about what they were working on. And I went because I had the courage to let myself walk through the door. And I was so inspired by listening to the way everybody talked about what they were working on. And it was with joy and with passion and with full belief in their vision and what they're trying to put into the world. And it was inspiring. And what I found was, as I started to talk about all my many ideas, people were lit up by my ideas. And they were very welcoming to what I had to offer. And not only that, they wanted to create with me. Now, imagine had I not allowed myself to walk through that door because perhaps I didn't feel like I belonged there, or I was too afraid of what people would think about my ideas. I wouldn't have been able to be in a room full of inspiration meeting my next co-creators. So, what doors are you not walking through? You know what I was just thinking about? So, I'm planning my very first event in person that I'll basically ever have as a licensed professional counselor. And I was thinking about the way we put so much pressure on ourselves for everything to be successful, or it's embarrassing that we try to put our idea out there. But isn't the real success the fact that we're trying? Isn't the real success that we get an idea, we see the vision, and we follow through with it before we even know if anyone else is going to follow through with it too? Isn't that the success? To me, I feel like I am validating my creativity when I go full force with an idea, even if no one buys a ticket, because I still am working that creative muscle by creating this. And everything builds on top of each other. So nothing's a waste. Every experience, every creative act you do, every word I write in this journal builds on top of each other. And it's how whatever the next project's going to come from. So if you have a project that you've been sitting on or that you're working on or that's just sitting there, every once in a while saying, hey, hi, remember me? I'm still here. What's stopping you from trying? And if it's the fear that it has to be successful for it to be worth it, I just want you to have a little curiosity to maybe changing your perspective on success. Perhaps the success really is just you actually trying the idea. I have nowhere else to go. One of the biggest things that stops our creativity is trying to compare ourselves to other people, especially on the internet. And this conversation's been had many times, but I just want to kind of give you a brief story about me. So I went to school to be a therapist to get my master's degree in clinical psychology. And then I met a man and fell in love, and he got diagnosed with ALS, and I quit work to take care of him full time for 9 years. And then after he passed away, I took a whole year to basically rebuild myself, heal, and try to be able to be a good therapist to hold space for people's trauma. Now, if I now, as I'm building my own therapy practice, were to compare myself to all of my colleagues who, right after grad school, started building, and didn't leave for 10 years, would that actually be fair? No, because we're all on our own unique journeys. And to compare ourselves to the other is just, it just robs you of your experience, because your experience is what enriched you to be where you're at. So if you find yourself comparing, instead reflect on, how does your unique journey prepare you to show up fully to the experience you're in right now? Because that's what really matters.